Hey ho, my name is Jo. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about November's TBR. Hello there. So, hi. How are you? It's been a while. So I apologize that I've been absent, guys. I'm still working on my lighting and I'm still working on some of my quirks for my channel. I do apologize if you are new. Hi, I'm Jo. I'm Fight and Read Like a Girl, where we do everything bookish and polycystic ovarian syndrome related. I mainly talk more about books because I have nobody else to talk to, and hence why I'm on this community. So if you are finding me, hi, I hope you stick around. I have quite a few fun videos coming. If you are coming back, well, hi, I'm so happy you are here because I appreciate all of you. I love this. I love BookTube, so I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that you guys are tuning in. Anyway, so let's talk about my November TBR. I have actually recorded this video twice. The first time that I recorded it, I didn't like it. The second time I recorded it, I went to go upload the actual video onto YouTube. The first 5 minutes, you could hear my voice, but it was black. Not sure why, so I decided, okay, fine, I'll scrap the whole thing and we'll just start over. But anyway, with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and start over and hopefully, you know, figure it out, I guess. We're gonna go ahead, dive in, and talk about these books. So with November, I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 books on my TBR. There are a couple more that I'm gonna throw in there. If I get through these 5, then one of those other books that I'm gonna throw in here will be the books that I would read afterwards. I've been in a really weird mood lately, a really weird reading rut, if you guess you could call it. It's not a reading rut. I have been reading, and I'm reading a book currently right now that I'm really into. It's just reading still has not become naturally for me, and I'm not even sure why. I really love to read. It's just maybe I just have so much going on in my life right now that I'm not in the mood to read, probably. But I'm definitely hoping giving myself the range on these books will have it so I do finally get some reading done, because my goal for this year was 50 books. Usually that's my own personal goal. But even if I read 30 books this year, I think I'll be doing good. I'm actually considering changing it to 30 books the last couple months of the year, just to see how well I do. Anyway, with that being said, let's dive in. So the first one, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this because it's a 3rd book in a series, but that is in Mignon and the Last Supper by Michael Daswick. This is the 3rd and final book in what I call the Zin Mignon series. You follow a young chef who is basically trying to uncover the secrets of his father, and at, how old is he? 13 years old, he opens up his own restaurant, and he learned, according to his best friend who tells the story, he learned everything he knows from the monks. And he has like this like magic gift with food. So it's a series I would highly recommend checking out. This is the 3rd book in it, and I still have yet to actually read it. It is one of those short books, so say 241 pages. So it is one of those short books that I think I'll end up having this at a 24-hour readathon among a couple other books. Those are secret, but we won't go there. I think you guys might actually be able to see what those books are. But anyway, so I have a secret TBR that is for a 24-hour readathon, so this might be a part of that. But I really wanted to mention it in this video because I do want to get this read in November. So, yes. Next, we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, yes, I've had this on TBRs in the past. And unfortunately, no, I have not read it yet. I don't know if I just couldn't get into it at the time, but it's now one of those, okay, it's time for me to read this. It's time to dive into it. I've been in a mad fantasy mood lately, and I really want to give this a chance and check it out. So that's why we're here for it. So, yes. But if you guys are not familiar with this, you follow Jude. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live the treacherous high court of Fae, or Fairy. I call it Fae, I guess. I hope that's the right term for it. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, despite her mortality. Oh, despite her mortality. My bad. Despite her mortality. Mortality. Mortality? Mortality. I think that's coming out of my mouth right. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win the place in the court, she must defy him and face the consequences. So, that's just the first 2 paragraphs of the synopsis. But it sounds interesting to me. I've picked it up multiple occasions, got like maybe halfway through it, set it down, went to another book. So, I think I'm going to finally actually pick this up and finish it for once. Finish it. I think the last point I got was like, I don't even know. Where was I? I have it marked here. I got to 298. So I only had like that much left. Why didn't I finish it? I don't know. But I think it's time I will pick this up, reread it over, and finish it. This next one was a Book of the Month book for October, and I never actually got around to reading it, so that's why it's on this list. But that is Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Bart. Now, this is a thriller. I love this, okay? I'm going to read you guys a synopsis. One night, everything changed. One night changed everything. Juniper Baker was 19 when her world was torn apart. As fireworks lit the summer sky, her neighbors were brutally murdered right outside their barn. And to Jupiter's horror, her youngest brother became a prime suspect. In an instant, everything she loved fell away. She escaped, pledging to never return. Until now. Officially, Juniper is back in town to help a friend, but really she's here to repair her relationship with her teenage daughter and source of her deepest regret, and to solve the infamous Murphy murderers. As history begins to repeat itself and Dodge, a local true crime podcaster, starts sniffing around, the race of the truth puts the past and present in a dangerous collision course. Except this time, it's her daughter's life that hangs in the balance. So, I wanted to read this so bad in October, but I honestly think fall as a spooky season, like all the way up until December. Like October and November I consider like kind of like the spooky season in a way. So I kind of want to read this because I'm still in my spooky season, guys. I know, it's weird, right? I don't know. But I'm hoping that this will be a 5-star read because it just sounds really good. Sorry if I keep looking off, making sure the camera's still recording. So we've had that spiel before. Anyway, going back. Okay. So next on my list for November, I have The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. This is a secret on why I am reading this book. Yes, it is a romance, and it's about a couple who go on this other couple's honeymoon because this couple decides they're not getting married, so they end up going on that honeymoon and start falling in love with each other. So this is there's a secret on why I'm reading this, and you guys will find out later on in the month on why I'm reading this. But I'm kind of interested. I've actually been wanting to read a Christina Lauren book. I've heard nothing but good things about this duo, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely ready to maybe dive into a Christina Lauren book. And I've read some romances recently that I really, really enjoyed, and this was recommended to me, and I'm here for it. I mean, if I'm slowly getting myself into romance, then, you know, why not start with this? Our Darkest Night was a romance, so maybe this will be my next favorite romance. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know romance is just not one of those things I dive into. But if it's recommended to me, like it's really good, okay, sure, I'll pick it up and read it. But like I said, this is a secret on why I'm reading this. So you need to hit subscribe so you'll know why I'm reading this book. Two books here, you know, that I want to talk about. And that will be it for the books I really want to get to my November TBR. The next one I have is Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Gralden. I've been meaning to read this for so long, and I think I've even had it on past TBRs. Still haven't read it yet. But anyway, so this is kind of like what if Hitler won the war, or if the kind of like, it's like a World War II retelling. So I'm a big World War II person. I love anything that has to do with World War II. Even if it's a romance, I'm all over it. So this one is no different. It's a World War II retelling, and I'm here for it. And I'm curious to see all about it, honestly. So here we are. The last book that I have that I am going to be reading this month. This is not including the books that I might read in November, but this one is part of the books that I want to read in November, and that is Take It Back by Kia Abdullah. Now, I did start this a couple months ago. I read this first chapter, and I was in love with the writing, and I cannot wait to finish this. I honestly think Kia Abdullah has some of the best writing I've seen in a really long time. However, I didn't finish it. If you guys are all wondering, this is kind of like a girl crying wolf, but instead like girl crying rape. And it's kind of like her story on, she cried rape, but did it really happen type of deal. And I'm here for it. Like, this book was sent to me a long time ago, and I'd never actually read it. St. Martin's Press sent this to me a while ago. Never read it, and I think it's time I actually read it. That way so I can give them my honest opinion on it. And I can already tell you Kia Abdullah is probably going to end up becoming one of my favorite authors, because I already enjoyed that first chapter when I read it, and I'm digging it. Like, I want to read more of it. I really do. So now we're getting into the books that I want to get to if I finish those books. Will I don't know, but I'm giving myself quite a list of books to choose from. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 books on my TBR, and then adding these 4 books, I've got 10. So these last 4 are just going to be ones I'm going to pick if I get those done. So those are all really quick, short, easy reads. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll end up picking out of these. But these are going to be options that I'm going to give myself if I get through them. I've said that so many times in like a matter of like a minute. But I'm hoping it makes sense. Anyway, let's talk about them. Okay, so the first one I have, What Once Was Mine by Liz Bradshaw. I have it cut off. Braswell. By Liz Braswell. I have a signed copy. I got this at my local Books A Million. And signed copy. So this is a twisted tale about what if Rapunzel's mom had drank from the wrong flower. So, it's a twisted, not twisted, it's a Tangled retelling. And I love Tangled. Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies, actually, I could say. And when I heard about this one, I'm like, I need to get myself a copy of that because it just sounds amazing. I've been trying to read 100 pages a day, so this might be taking me like 4 days to read. So, you know, we're here for it, guys. I'm really excited, and I hope I can get to this because I can't wait. Next one is a random pickup that I got, oh, I don't know, a few months ago, and I'm kind of here for it. This is The Need by Helen Phillips. This one is kind of like a woman who lives alone with her 2 young children. She hears footsteps and she just basically brushes it off. And so, you know, she imagines the worst case scenario, and then when the footsteps coming, she finds herself face to face with an intruder. And she's just trying to basically figure out what this person wants, why they're there, and everything in between like that. So it's short, sweet, to the point. Maybe this will be one of those that I will read with my 24-hour readathon. I don't know, but this is definitely one of those I would like to get to, but we'll see if I get to it. Type of deal. 2 more books, I promise. Okay, the next one I have is They Went Left by Monica Hesse. I feel like I might have mentioned this once before, and it's one of those that I just still haven't picked up and read. I still haven't picked up and read yet. There we go. So this is kind of takes place like either minutes or days after World War II, and a woman who's trying to find her family. So I'm here for it. It definitely, it's nice to have stories that happen after the war rather than in the war. So it kind of gives it a little bit different perspective, and I'm really here for this one. I heard so many good things about it, and I'm surprised I still haven't picked it up yet. So we're here. Alright, and the last one that I have is a book that I would really like to try to get to. A book that has been on my TBR for far too long, and it's possibly time that I pick it up. But this one will probably be picked up on last resort because I'm intimidated by it because she's a chunker. She's definitely a chunker. But that is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I have this on my TBR way too often right now, but I really, really do want to read it. I even have it marked at the 100-page marks. So it's going to get read soon. That I do promise. It's going to get read soon because it's marked. And it's time to read it again. Or read it. Because I haven't read it. It's time to read it. So, it's here. Alrighty, so if you made it this far in this video, those are all the books that I want to get to, or the books I want to read, and the books I want to try to get to in the month of November. So definitely, if you made it this far, I hope you will give this video a big thumbs up if you love, you know, TBR videos. I also, if you haven't done so already, I really hope you would hit subscribe so you join my cute little family. And I, you know, would definitely love to talk about books because I have nobody else to talk to. So hitting subscribe will give me a reason to talk about books. So also, if you have read any of these books, I would love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. So leave a comment down below on any of these books or any of these books that you're excited for me to read. Please let me know down below. I would love to know your thoughts on some of these. As always, every book that I mention is always listed down below, so you guys can go check them out for yourself. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or an evening or whenever you are watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye!